Gotta do my lip again. Did you get keratin? Your hair looks phenomenal.
No, I did not.
It looks like you did.
I got a glaze. A glaze. That could be what you're picking up on.
It's working and it's looking phenomenal.
Thank you. It's feeling, as we can tell, I've been leaning into the natural color for maintenance purposes.
I love it. You know how I feel.
I know. I just feel like this is a hard time of year because I'm so pale, but like we wear outfits that are for tanner skin.
Yes. Yeah.
More skin.
Can't relate ever, but
I know. So before I do anything drastic, I'm just gonna wait until I have a little color. Perfect. But I might add a little bit of lightness come the summer. We'll see.
You're coming up on your 1-year anniversary of having blue mermaid hair.
That's very true.
It was May.
That's very true. It was May.
So
it was
funny.
May.
So funny. Happy May.
Happy May.
Happy May. I'm so inspired by us.
Tell me more.
Well, in listening back to our episode with Eve today, I'm just like, girl, these girls are great.
These girls, look at everything they're doing.
They are.
Could not be prouder of them.
Doing it all. They're doing it all.
I know. I sent you a voice note about that this morning. Kind of just like, but almost not that. Like almost like we're doing it all, but we're not pushing.
Okay,
like,
this is perfect.
Let's talk about it.
Yes, because I was able to listen to half of it, and I'm actually so glad that we got to talk about this here on the pod because this is our unscripted chit chat. I mean, we needed this. We needed this.
Is this always needed after a little bit of a break?
Yes,
because we did some guest episodes. We took then we took 2 weeks off for ourselves because there was a million pieces happening at once, and then we released the 2 guest episodes. So it's like been what, a month?
A month.
A month and a half since you and I have just connected.
Right, exactly.
I mean, like in a formal capacity.
In the most informal formal capacity.
Correct.
But that's just it. Like on the heels of that, where we are going into year 3. Literally. Mm-hmm. Of us doing this. We walk the walk and talk the talk of meeting ourselves truly where we are, which you mentioned in your voice note. And I was like, yes. I was just talking to myself. But it's like the realistic expectations mixed with the authentic momentum.
Yeah, period.
And like when we need a permission slip, we pull it.
Mm-hmm.
It's maintenance. It's magical maintenance.
And it's not that we weren't doing that prior. We were.
True.
And I don't have intentions of like, I want to get back on a regular cadence and I want us to be doing this weekly because I think it's good for us.
It is.
Right? We want this. We need this. As so beautifully outlined in your blueprint, your energetic blueprint that I drew up for you. You need connection weekly. It's part of who you are.
Yeah. You too.
As do I. Do I.
Yeah.
So I want us to get back onto our regular cadence as we had. And permission slips where we need them, but also
my bra just hanging out. It's all good.
Is it good?
Yeah, we're fine.
I didn't know
it wasn't like a nip slip.
Maybe I did, but I liked it.
There was no nip slip, so we're good.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think I'm just like happy that it just feels very like calm, and not because we're not doing things, but just we're not pushing towards like we gotta like do X amount of stuff and we should do this and like we should do a gift guide and we should do that, blah, blah, blah. And like those things sound great.
Yeah.
We each where we are. Like, you know,
We both have 2 kids. We're working full-time jobs. We have this beautiful flow and it's built off of our sturdiness and our steadiness, but we're in like this magical maintenance phase of like, this is what we do. I mean, I do think though you've been owning a lot more recently as it relates to just tasks that I quite literally can't do.
No, we have our swim lanes. And I think because we're in a maintenance period, it feels maybe like those swim lanes, and not to me, but what I think you're feeling is that maybe have 3 lanes and you have 1 right now.
Right.
But that's just because of where we are in the maintenance.
Yeah,
it doesn't
true.
feel like a heavier lift for me. It's not that I've taken anything off your plate. It's more so just we're just swimming where we were, but we are not doing maybe the extra social stuff that you would have been recording, like dances or more, you know, whatever. Or we've just assumed these roles of you're more of an outreach, community building, this and that. But like, we're not really doing that right now. Not because you're not doing it, because we're just not doing that right now.
Right.
Like, that's just not where we're at.
Yeah. I love the
and-
swim lanes visual.
Yeah. Well,
It's so
eventually
helpful.
when it feels we want to do that, then you'll, you know, I think it's also we're so much less meta than we were for the first like 18 months to 2 years. Like, we're just doing what we need to do. We don't need to talk about the things we're doing right now because they're just done.
Right.
Like,
right. It's
Eve mentioned it, right?
Yeah.
She said, she's like, I bet you guys don't have to say like, hey, so are you owning this? Am I owning it? It was like, no, like, we're owning it. Like, we just own what we own.
We own what we own, and we're in the swim lanes that are our strengths and also a part of the partnership. Like, talk about that magic formula. I mean, we're walking the walk. That's the boundaries part. That's the ownership part, the systems part, and the communication part. I mean, we're a full package, girlfriend.
We're a full package. I mean,
let's go.
You heard it here first. We're doing it.
We're doing it live. But anyway, I'm just so inspired. And go us. Go us.
Go us.
What's new with you, my girl? What's like you? Okay, you're also like a huge inspiration point to me right now with like your resetting of your rituals and your systems. Also, like the transition back to work, having 2 kids. Like, I just feel like you're so grounded right now in your day. Yeah. And I would love to like have that all downloaded to my heart and brain.
Thank you so much. I feel grounded is a great word for what I'm feeling right now.
Good.
As I've said to you, I've been feeling I'm about to take some water in the middle of talking. Hold on.
She's grounded. She's grounded. She knows she needs a sip.
I need a sip. I feel the words I keep using are capable, balanced. I'm very like what's in front of me right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yes.
And not letting the distractions get in the way and focusing on the day ahead, the moment ahead.
How amazing.
And, you know, it's a very active choice. I, as I alluded to on social, I had a bit of a breaking point where I realized I needed to make changes because I was not well. I didn't feel good physically. I was having like legitimate physical symptoms. I threw my back out twice over the course of 2 weeks, if that's not a sign that you're physically carrying too much.
Yeah. It was all inside of you, like, and you needed to emote in a different way.
Yes.
So the fact that you were able to see that and recognize that, you should be so proud of yourself.
And it wasn't overnight, right? Like
of course.
I was carrying that for a long time and not knowing. I think I was just like powering through, as we would say.
Yeah.
And there were so many different moving pieces, and we'll save that for like an episode in and of itself, I think.
It should be.
I think like there's a space to talk about specifically that, especially in this space with our listeners and our community.
Yes.
But there was a culmination of things that brought me to a point where I was like, I kind of just opened my eyes to what was going on. And then all of a sudden this flip switched of, I don't want to feel this way anymore, and I want to feel good. And how do I help myself to feel good?
Yeah. Again, good for you for knowing that.
Thank you.
Because you can only control the sailboat. You can't control the wind, right? And
beautiful.
So you had to know what to do next.
Yes. And I think with every step forward that I've taken, I've had more opportunity to reflect on why things hadn't worked before.
Yeah.
And with every week that goes by, I think it's been about 5 weeks or so. And I think with every week that goes by, I'm feel even more balanced, more capable, more grounded, and more like I feel so good that I don't want to feel bad. And I think Jay Shetty talks about it, but you have to create desire, right? To create routines and rituals. And that's why they say it takes 3 weeks or 21 days, because you need, it can't just be out of the sake of wanting to do something. You have to physically feel that desire and feel how good it feels to then create that desire to continue. And and that has absolutely locked in for me. So yeah, I think I've gotten very spiritual. I mean, it's been happening over time. I've always been a little woo-woo, but I think in a moment of wanting to pull from it was happening too. I'm very like tangential right now, but like I had been feeling this calling, like maybe I need to go back to therapy. Maybe I need to, but I didn't want to like just call my therapist. I wanted to go. Like I was calling like a medium or like like a
so
Reiki
weird.
healer.
Wait. This is so weird that you're saying this, because today at drop-off, I was chatting with 2 moms, and one of them was like, I'm a medium. And I was like, oh my God, that's so weird.
Did she bring it up because someone was coming through?
Someone in a previous situation with this other mom. Yes, something came through and that anecdote surfaced, and she's like, and I'm a medium. And I was like, I have so many questions. We should get her on the pod.
I was gonna say, does she want to come on the pod? Yeah. And does she want to do like a girls' night and like, no, I'm this whole entire like, right turn.
Seriously.
Like I need to.
But anyway, back to you.
No, but like I was feeling this intrinsic feeling of I want to utilize other interventions, and this was before I even realized how much I was struggling. I was just like I was pulling at straws, I think.
Yeah, you were grasping for something to click that you needed in that specific moment. I don't think you've ever probably experienced, I mean, you tell me, but like, have you experienced what you did in the past couple of months before?
No.
It was completely new.
It was completely new. It was completely unknown.
To use your words, there was no playbook.
There was no playbook, yeah. And I mean, like, without speaking in code, and again, I don't want to like go too off into the mental health of it all, but like I was struggling with postpartum depression. I didn't realize I was struggling with postpartum depression. I thought I was going through a hard time, which I was. Yeah. But that was it. Yeah.
And I think that's why we're going to have an episode all about this, because I think so many women and men probably deal with this crossroads of like, am I having a hard day or am I having a hard time? And when do you make that leap, which is why you were grasping for something which you knew you needed. It wasn't just a hard day. You were running through life.
100%.
And you were waiting for it to meld in some way, and it wasn't.
When you say running through life, you do not think of Fiero.
Literally dancing through life.
But I was like, just like falling through life.
Like a raisin on the ground.
Yeah, just like drying through life, falling through life.
I used to
no
be
one's coming to save you.
I used to be a big grape that looked like an apple, and now I'm a raisin on the floor.
Wait, side note, did you see Dr. Beachgem's? Okay. There's a pediatric emergency room pediatric doctor that's like has a bajillion followers on Instagram. Very rooted in facts, not fear.
Love.
And just talks about different cases and then what's going on currently in the ERs and viruses and blah, blah, blah. I've definitely sent you their videos before in like when our kids are sick. Like, oh, this is going around. I just saw something about this.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And that's where I learned that croup is not like an actual sickness. It's a way in which you get sick. Like, that's who I learned that from.
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, she this is a complete side note, but just posted a video about how a child was given raisins. And what can happen is raisins can rehydrate. Anything dehydrated can rehydrate in your gut.
I'm sorry.
And was coming out as grapes. But the parents didn't know they were grapes. They thought they were like, it was, and doctors did too, like thought it was tissue coming out from their intestines.
In the poop.
Yeah, in the poop. Because
How
they weren't
big?
feeding them. It was like, they were like small, like little grapes. But they again, they thought it was like tissue. They thought this was like really big deal because they didn't feed. And when this doctor like looked at it, they were like, did they eat grapes? And she's like, no, I would never. It was like an 18-month-old. I'd
Yeah.
never give them grapes. There's a chocolate, blah, blah, blah. And the doctor's like, did they use, by chance, eat raisins? And mom's like, no. And then the dad was like, I gave him like a box of raisins yesterday, like with breakfast. And she's like, yeah, these are just actually like rehydrated
Oh my God.
raisins.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
See,
and it could have in like sun-dried tomatoes, like anything,
Wow.
strawberry, like anything dehydrated can rehydrate in your gut.
So like the freeze-dried, anything could rehydrate.
Could rehydrate. I don't know if freeze-dried is the same thing as dehydrate. Like, I guess it is. But like, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That is so crazy. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Talk about a left turn.
Talk about a left turn.
But I'm glad that we took that because there's like these crevices of parenthood that nobody tells you about.
No.
And like one day you're dreaming of the baby inside of you, and then the next you're like looking at their poop, investigating. Like I remember when both boys, well, my first, had an orange for the first time. Do you know what I'm about to say?
No.
Yo, it looks nuts in poop. We also thought there was like this weird tissue, and then
is it because of the veins of the orange?
The pellets. You know when you open an orange, there's like these tiny little sacks of juice.
Oh yeah.
Yes, like in a sumo orange, they're a little bigger. They don't get digested if they're not chewed well.
Huh.
I know it's kind of gross, but it's like these are the things that you're worried about.
You wouldn't.
It's
now
like,
I'm going to notice this.
What causes you stress? Well, I'm face to face with a with a big shit.
No, we have way too many conversations in the house about poop, whether it's my daughter who's now going on the potty or the other one, my son who's like constipated right now. It's like the prune juice and this and that.
God.
Did he poop? What was the consistency? How much? Was it small? Like
It's insane. We poop o'clock. We call it poop o'clock in our home. Everybody is synced up. So it's all at the same time. I thought we could just get away with one poop seat in the home.
No, my daughter, she's she's now taking a probiotic in the morning, which my husband and I do too. And she'll literally, I'll give it to her and she'll put it in my mouth. She's like, I gotta go poop. I'll be back. And we're like, I don't think it works that quickly, but like all for a routine, girl.
Listen, if it works, it works.
Yeah. She walks herself to her princess potty. Lets us know when she's done.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's just, those are the things
no
one tells you about.
But yeah, anyway. I don't know how we got there.
But continuing on your like rituals and your morning, I'm inspired and I admire you for being so regimented in knowing what you need. It's not even the act of what you're doing. It's following through and like executing on these manageable little plans that you have that, you know, are working. So if there's one or two in particular that are really clicking for you right now, I'd love to hear.
Yeah. I think it's important to note that I've been very intentional about, first of all, the reason why I'm doing them.
Yeah.
It's not, for the first time in my life, it is not because I read that some person does this or I'm going to start doing this because it's a healthy thing to do. I literally took, and we'll go on a whole episode about this in a couple of weeks, but like I literally took my energetic blueprint and everything about myself, whether based on, you know, who I am and when I was born and where, and based on that, what is most important for me to anchor myself every day.
Yeah.
And I took those things. So I have a list of, I think it's 5 things that not every day I'm going to get to every single one. And that's like the top line. I'm not going to get to everyone every day. If I do, that's
managed.
Great.
Yeah.
But like these are 5 things that I know based on who I am intrinsically will be really good to align my energy.
Yes. Okay? And also just a moment because we know ourselves better. Sometimes you're like, know, you know me better than I know myself in certain moments. And that line for you is so insanely important because at the end of the day, you're not thinking about this is a box that I haven't checked off because I know you and that will spiral. You'll forget about all of the boxes you did check off because of the one you didn't.
And that's exactly where the reframe has happened. I focus on the things I did do.
Yes.
Right? And it's like, oh, wow, I got to 4 or 5. Like, that was really good versus like, I didn't get to that 5th one today.
Totally. Huge. That is so a moment for that.
Thank you.
Truly.
Yeah, no, it's, and I have like my little planner and I have those things written at the beginning of each week. And there's a little like checkbox. And what's actually there's so much about this transformative period that is unlike other ones that I'm like really just collecting data on right now and will like report back on a later date. But one of the things is like I'm using a planner that I had already had that I had used a little bit before I got pregnant. Right. It wasn't something on day one of this, I was like, I'm going to order a new planner on Amazon. Like it was something that I already had. Yeah. I pulled it back out. Maybe this is a good one to start using. And then I've just continued to use it. You know, I've been journaling. That's one of my things.
Love
and
that.
it was a journal. It wasn't this brand new one which would have been fine that I had to go get at Target or something. It was one that was given to me at a numerology session at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, this is good. And I was like, maybe I'll have like some good juju in it because, you know, Heidi.
It's been waiting for you.
It's been waiting for me. So just like little things like that. It's not this like manic phase of I'm going to do everything right and this is going to be the new me. It's more of just, again, meeting myself where I am and like, what can I journal in today?
Totally.
Like, where's something I can write in? Oh, this looks great. Like, it's finding me and this is going to be my new journal.
It's, you know how, and you've said this before, you're like, when I find something new, it becomes my whole personality.
Totally.
And it's like, instead of you putting on a whole new rigmarole princess dress, you're like dazzling yourself with diamonds, little accessories here and there. Like, oh, I'll put these on today. It works.
Yeah, it's very, and I like, is this my new personality? Of course. Like, being on this journey, like that is the new personality of it all. But I wake up like my 5 anchors. That's what I call them, and that's how I like think about them. During the week, I have like my daily anchors, and then on the weekends, I have like my weekend anchors.
Love
so
that.
Like I found out very early that the weekend I cannot achieve nearly as many as I do during the weekday. So I quickly had to pivot. And it's like, I need weekend anchors, not daily anchors on the weekend.
That is such a good point because you think you have like this endless amount of time to do X, Y, and Z.
It's the opposite.
It's the complete opposite. And I could even argue like, I don't know. I find, and I'm curious to know your thoughts on this too, like when one of your kids comes and asks you, like, can we play or can we do something? It's very rarely, and I'll admit this, like very rarely is it like, let me stop everything that I'm doing. Sure, I'll come. Yeah. I'll be like, after I'm finished with my task, yes, I'll come and be with you. So that's also an intentional anchor, like during the weekend. Like I'm trying not to carve out that in 5 minutes or in 10 minutes, like, you know what? It's Saturday. I'm going to, this can wait. Let's go do this.
That is one thing every week. Again, with my journaling, that's one, like I said, it's my reflect anchor. So like I have to reflect at some point and during the day. And that's when I write my journal. And I don't have a certain time of day I have to do it. I started putting the time at the top, just again, like data, like when do I get to this most?
Right.
And, you know, does that change over time? And it could take 2 minutes. It could take 10 minutes. It's whatever I'm feeling that day. But I have noticed that one thing that I do is at the beginning of the week and at the end of the week, like like Monday to Friday, I like set intentions for the week, and then on Fridays I'll like write reflections of the week and then intentions for the weekend.
That's great.
And it's really free thought. I'm not like sitting there like being like, what should they, like it's really just what comes out of me.
Yeah.
And almost every Friday going into the weekend, it's like, be present. It can wait. Like set yourself up for success. Still early bedtime, early wake time. Like, but it's very about just like be with the kids.
Be with the kids.
Be with the kids. It's okay if everything doesn't get done. Like just kind of like pep talking myself into that.
Yes.
And as a result, most of these anchors, as I go through them, it's like I'm like really like teasing them. They all require like quiet time, and it all requires like alone time, which is why I do not get to them, or almost all of them. I do not really get to them typically on the weekend. So
yeah, there's no alone time.
There's
ever.
no alone time, and if you try to, it's almost harder to carve it out.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, if you make it, I find weekday, or if I say like, I'm going to go upstairs and have alone time right now, like it is like the opposite, right? I have to either escape quietly or, you know, I don't even know. I honestly, I haven't figured it out.
Lock
like
yourself
if I
in the bathroom.
I'm unavailable, it is 10 out of 10 times I will be made available. Like, it's not a boundary I've been able to execute.
100%. Even when you do try to hide in the bathroom, I just hear them like waiting outside. Are you done yet? I'm like, no.
Waiting outside. I wish.
Oh, I locked that door, girl.
I really need to start. But then it's like the pounding, or it's like, but then the dog starts, the dogs will start like headbutting themselves because they can't like inch in.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable.
Okay. So in the morning, non-negotiable.
Yeah.
I get outside and I get the sun on my face.
Love.
So I walk down to the bottom. I have my hot water with lemon, and I walk out to the very base of my deck. I have a little landing area, and I face the sun, which right now is out that way. And I just sun on the face. Sometimes I'm stretching. Sometimes I'm doing some lymphatic, like
she's
like punches. Yes, literally. Sometimes I'm just sitting there like, but like
you're a plant.
Sun on my face.
You're a
and
plant.
then I like look around and I look at the trees. It's been a really great time to start this because when I started, there wasn't a lot of greenery on the trees.
Yeah.
And now it's like I'm literally have watched every day certain trees get greener and greener and greener. And there's like a few, it's a very mindful moment. And I listen to the birds and I just spin around.
Good
that
for you.
Is huge. And in my like reflection and in moments where I've felt lower, I've realized like it is 10 out of 10 times like days that I haven't started. Like that is a grounding technique. It has to be a non-negotiable for me.
And it takes what? 10 minutes? Like we're talking not even, right? It's for it to have such an impact. I think like that impact is what gets you up in the morning. Because 100%. You know it will carve out the rest of the trajectory of your day.
If it's pouring rain out, I'm still opening up my door, my sliding glass door, and I'm putting my face out there and I'm looking at the rain. And I haven't had a torrential downpour morning. I've had really cold mornings with a little bit of spritz. I'm still walking outside.
Totally.
Like, so my pajamas get a little wet. Like I'm just
feel it.
I need to get outside and get the fresh air. And again, this is something that based on my energetic blueprint and what chat told me, like this is something that I need. I need to start my day this way, so that's why I do it.
And there's science behind it, you know, like there's a ton of research behind it, but there's also something really beautiful. I'll talk about a little spiritual, like to see every day, like the greenery and the flowers and like life around you that's not in the human form. Yep. I don't know. It's very grounding and perspective and just like there's so much more to your problems in front of you.
100%. Half the time one of my dogs comes out with me, and I've been telling you, like I've told you, like I have guilt with my dogs so they don't get the time that they deserve. And like she and I like sit, and she does the sun too, and she just, you know, takes her morning pee and then comes over to me and just sits. And like even just that, like being quiet, like with one of my children, but like we're just both there to do the same thing.
Yeah,
like,
that's amazing.
Mike and I joke that like I've joined her routine. Like she's like, yeah, I've been doing this. Like, welcome.
Yeah, you're invited now. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and that also checks off a box. Not saying that you have to have that box checked off, but knowing that it has been an unchecked box for you with your doggies, I think that can provide you some comfort.
Totally.
Too.
And she definitely there's even been, I'm not making this up, if the other one goes to come out with us, she'll wait like on the top of the deck until he's gone inside. And then she wants the separate time with me.
Oh.
I'm not kidding. Like, it is so real.
Cute.
Like,
That's
it has
so
become our time, and she'll get pissy. Like, she'll literally wait for him to leave, and then she'll, like, at the top of the deck. And then once he goes inside, she'll come down with me.
That's adorable.
But it's very cute. So, well, very her. But we have that. I have my my midday reset. That's so my morning coffee, like what I call, or my morning tea and stepping outside, I call that setting the tone. So like I have to set the tone.
Yeah, it's great.
So that's setting the tone for the day. I have my midday reset. So at some point during the day, like it could be around lunchtime, but like at some point during the day, I have to be intentional at like resetting. So like getting up from work, going downstairs, doing something, stepping outside. It could check a third anchor, which is moving my body. So the midday reset could also be going out and moving my body, which is really important. That's probably the one that is the least checked throughout the week. Like doesn't mean I have to work out. It doesn't mean I have to do 30 minutes on the treadmill or this. I just need to walk. And it could be during our family walk at night, or it could be during a dance party on Saturday morning with my daughter. Like, I moved my body today. Yeah. I will say, like, out of the 7 days, that probably is checked 4 times, you know? But so midday reset
for you.
Yeah, 100%. Like, that is definitely the highest mountain to climb right now from where we started.
Right.
Last Friday I was hoping to get a walk, but I ended up just like stretching in my office at one point while talking to Mike about some things that we needed to get done for the weekend. So like I was still doing something in that regard. So that's midday reset and move my body. I have to reflect, as I mentioned, every day, journal. Initially, when chat helped me build this and like talked about like what that could look like, it was like you could send a voice note like to yourself, like you put it out. But I've surprisingly like have not done that. I really want to. There's something, I send enough voice notes. I've been sending voice notes for years. Like, you have to listen to my thought processes. Like, I need to do something else that feels different than that.
And I think you send the voice note to connect with others. And this is reflecting within.
Yes, 100%. 100%. If I'm going to send a voice note, it's going to be to you, not to myself.
Thank you. I'm honored. But like you're seeking that connection, whereas your intentional midday reset or reflective moment has to be more silent. Like, it's not going to be out loud. And
100%.
My brain kind of goes there often of like the things that you're saying out loud versus the narrative in your own mind.
I've had opportunities when I've been frustrated about something or not feeling good about something, and where I historically probably would have gone straight to a voice note to you or a phone call to Victoria or just like talked through with Mike, whatever it might be. I've journaled on it, and then I've actually come to my answer before I've needed to process it. So it's just like a different that's not groundbreaking. Like, people have been doing this forever, but like for me, that's new. And something different.
Yeah, and there's such power in like time moving. You know, like in the moment when you're triggered by something, you're like, oh my God, like I need to get it out.
Yeah.
And like when you get it out in a different way and then you give it space and time, and then whether you come to a resolution or it's just a conundrum that you got to cope with, you get to that on your own. And then you also kind of realize like, this isn't as big as I originally thought it was.
Exactly. Or, you know, I've noticed that I've been like coming back to this, my last 3 journal entries. Like, what are we doing about it?
Exactly. Right. Like, okay, this is a theme. This is a little bit bigger. Maybe we need to explore it in a different way. And then maybe it is a voice note or a phone call or something. Like, bring in the team.
Like this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this morning.
Like this morning. That's the part of the voice note I can't wait to listen to. So we shall get there.
There's that. And then the last 2 is a nightly reset, which we already knew, but to have it be punted back to me as something that I energetically need was when it reframed like putting the kitchen to bed and like a chore, which we had already been getting there. Like, if you've been following along, right, listening to the pod, and for you who, you know, every inner like working of me, like I went from dreading cleaning the bottles 3 years ago to having that be like an anxiety provoking thing to, watching Good Hang while I clean the kitchen and having it be like, all right, how do we make this more enjoyable? Now it's this like intentional thing that I know energetically I need to reset the kitchen at the end of the night.
Yeah.
That is the downstairs, set myself up for success the next day. It's not just me doing this because it's the right thing to do or doing it because I know that this is what Michelle would do. It's doing it because energetically I need to do that for myself every night to walk into the next day feeling aligned.
It's a gift to future Mel.
Exactly. And it's even the way in which I do it. Like sometimes I'll still watch Good Hang or watch a show, but like I've been like listening to audiobooks instead or just something that carries me into the next phase, which is, going upstairs and getting ready for my BYSO and I've started drinking my magnesium tea again literally like every single night. And that's brewing while I'm resetting.
You're more intentional about the energy that is filling up your body and your soul during the moments that you've already done for yourself. But I just feel like you've kind of leveled up or turned the dial up on the intentionality around it.
100%. I'm not doing it because I have to. I'm doing it because I have to and I want to and I need to.
Yeah.
I need to for me, not just as like the task fulfillment of like what needs to get done around my house.
Right. It allows you to show up better for you and subsequently everybody, all of your constituents. Your codependents underneath you.
Just call me Leslie Knope. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And the last one is a big one, which is closing loops. That is something that's really big, and I didn't realize how much it weighed on me.
Tell me more about that.
So closing loops is, if you are someone like me, there's usually a lot of things floating around because I might get distracted or I might have energy in a bunch of different places throughout the day. And what that means is you have a bunch of loops open at the end of the day. So whether that's a project you didn't finish or a voice note you haven't returned or a text message or a phone call or whatever it might be. Being intentional about closing one of those loops throughout the day or at the end of the day, going into the day, so that you're not going to close every loop, but like, did you close a loop today? And sometimes when I check that box, like before I literally physically check it into like my planner, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I did at work. So like, I'm going to check that because I did. Like I closed a ton of loops today. Right. I closed a ton. And then there's other times where I'm like, I don't know, like today has been a pretty manageable day at work. Like, I don't feel like I've closed, like, yeah, did I schedule that meeting? Sure. But like, did I so far? No. But you know what I did do? Like, we did send that email to Eve and, or we like,
you did. Thank you so much. So kind of you.
If I had, a friend's voice note I hadn't listened to and I really wanted to take the time and space, like take 10 minutes to like listen to that and then reply back.
Yep.
So that's a really, really big one. And that's my final one.
And I just, again, getting Mel meta for you. I think this is a really great rebrand of what you have said in the past, false confidence. Because you are now confident that you can at least close one loop.
Yeah.
And focus on the loop or loops that you might have closed that day while being very hopefully realistic about the other loops that have yet to close that are there for tomorrow and the next day.
100%. Like, exactly. It's achievable.
It's achievable. It's not false confidence. It's actually like hopeful, realistic expectations for knowing what loop to close.
And it's again, like all of these things and all of these anchors, whether I get to 2 of them or I get to 5 of them, I want to, there's a desire to do it because I know how good I feel at the end of the day, or waking up, even more so waking up the next day. I've been really prioritizing my sleep and my sleep hygiene, which includes my BYSO and my magnesium and listening to something before I go to bed. I've literally been keeping the audiobook on, but I screenshot like where I like put it on my nightstand. So, cause I know within like 30 seconds, I'm not listening anymore. But like, I just keep it on. Like, I'm not going to stay up longer to hear the rest of the chapter. I'm just going to put it on, and I'm going to put my sleep mask on, and good night world.
It's a gift to yourself. It's a gift to your present. It's a gift of knowing like you have these choices that you know are going to just better your existence in the here and the now, but also in the future.
And it's when you come back to like, oh, why are you doing this? And it's not, you know, it really is just this holistic, like, energetic. It's a nervous system reset. I mean, truly, like chemically. Like, I started medication. We can dive into that another when we really go into but like, I started medication for my postpartum depression, and like that was like, oh my God, I cannot believe I haven't been on this for so much longer. Like, it is, I feel like I found the cocktail of like what my brain has been needing for so long. And like, it took a rock bottom to get there. And I think that's unfortunately probably where a lot of women like end up, and men too. But like, when we're talking about postpartum, I think we have this permission, and there's this empathy and sympathy and permission slip to not be who you normally are. So I think more people are open to seeing like, oh, well, how do I get through this, or what could be used, versus just like having depression outside of postpartum. My brain has needed this for years, and I had no idea. I didn't know. And it's funny because then also seeing the impact that it's had on Mike, it like gets me so emotional. But like, he is like the first like probably like week like 2 or 3, when I was like starting to really like, the medication was really helping, and like all these things that I was doing from like day one was just like, so had such an impact all at once. And he would get like emotional like at the end of the day of just like, oh my gosh, it's like so good to have you back. And like and his perspective really wasn't just, like these past few months have been really tough, but like even before that, he's like, I haven't seen this version of you in a really long time. So and then beautiful. when I like, I kind of kept close to the chest, like what I had been doing, like my anchors and this and that, and like kind of feeling it out. And one day I was like, oh, I want to like show you what I've been doing. And like, I showed him my planner, and he's like, this really reminds me of like college you. Like when I first met you, like this is how you were. You were so like, you were so motivated and like energized about like your routines and these things. And I didn't even realize it either. And then what's so funny is I started seeing my therapist again, and she asked me like, when was the last time you remember feeling like balanced like you feel now, like using my own words. And I was like, it's so funny you say that, you ask me that, because it was the day after Mike had said that about college. And I was like, I think the last time I felt like this was like when I was in college. Wow. Which like, I think there's so much that goes into that with like, you know, you grow up, you have responsibilities, like, but like, of course. Right. But anyway, it's been really eye-opening and like really just like very exciting and validating. I've like unfortunately I'm not gonna have as many like gummy thoughts anymore, because like I've been like, I haven't been drinking, I haven't been taking any edibles, like I haven't doing any of that for the last like 5 or 6 weeks. And I just feel so good that I'm not like making any proclamations. Like I could have a margarita today. Who knows? Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. I don't plan to, but like you could if that's, you know, I don't want to, but you don't want to, right? It's like I feel so good and balanced that there's like truly nothing I want to like mess that up, if it makes sense. Of like course. I'm just not willing. I've just been showing up in this way that I've been trying to show up for so long. I'm showing up for myself in a way that I really have been enjoying, and my partner and my kids. And like, there's truly nothing I could think of that would be more valuable or more satisfying than that. Right. Like,
right. So why would you want to disrupt that flow?
I don't.
Right.
And just as like a funny, like not funny, but like data, just, you know, you could sit here and be like placebo of all these things, right? And like, you know, there's no placebo with the medication, I can tell you that much. But like all of these things, like you're starting everything at once. Of course you're going to feel good and this and that. And I think there was a part of me that felt that, right? Like, yeah, duh, like you feel good doing all these things, but like what is actually like really having an impact here? And this past weekend, on Friday, I didn't do my nightly reset. I was just like, it's Friday. Like, I just like don't want to worry about it. Like, I really don't. And then Saturday, I didn't do it either because, you know, just both days I didn't do that. And like, but then would reset in the morning.
Right. Okay. So you still carved out some time.
Carved out time because like I had to. We had to clean bottles. We had to like do the stuff. Like get, you know, got kids running around.
Non-negotiables.
It's a non-negotiable, right? Like I was doing it because I had to, right?
Right.
And I instead did like my couch time that I used to like always like and whatever. And because I did my couch time, I fell asleep on the couch, which meant I didn't do my magnesium tea. And that was 2 nights in a row. And come Sunday, I hadn't felt that low emotionally in 5 weeks.
Wow.
And to feel so good and then to not feel good makes you feel really bad.
Yeah.
Like it's scary. It's honestly scary because you're like, oh no, what's happening? I don't want to feel this way. I haven't felt this way in a really long time. And after, you know, the typical process of like, oh, I'm feeling this way because this happened, or I'm feeling this way because that happened, or it's because they did this or that. By like mid-afternoon, I'm like coming down and like feel like a breakdown coming. And I'm like, oh God, like this is not good. And then when talking through it with Mike, like I was like, I haven't, because it's the weekend, I didn't have any of my morning anchors in 48 hours. I haven't had my tea at night. I haven't reset. I haven't. And I'm just going through these anchors that like I know have been helping so much.
Yes.
And how I just haven't done them for 48 hours. And is that to say that like those other things that might have triggered me in the moment wouldn't have, of course, but my ability to show up and be prepared and cope and move through those things changed.
Right.
Because
That's it. Exactly. Right.
It's not just the medicine. It's not just, you know, it's not just that. It's not just balancing what's going on in your brain. Like there's so many other things here that's going into this. And that was like such data for me. The full moon had passed. We were like 3 days post. It wasn't the moon.
Yeah.
I was not on my period. It wasn't hormones. Like it was truly this like destabilizing of this grounding place that I had found. And it made me realize exactly to what I just said. Like there's nothing I like not doing those things is a non-negotiable for me right now, or at least a combination of those things, because like now I know that like I can so quickly, like I'm still fragile. As grounded as I feel, I'm still pretty fragile, and I really don't want to feel that way.
And you're a beautifully sensitive individual. And yes, you might call it fragile or fragility, but at the same time, I just see that as like the beautiful empath in you. And so that part is always going to be there. But like you said, the way that you show up in certain moments, how equipped you are, that's what's going to help ground you when you know you've had those rituals and those times that you needed to center. And without that, you saw it yourself.
Yeah.
So now you know what you need. You know the impact of not doing it. And you know that this is a non-negotiable. Other things can slide.
Yeah.
But you know, especially the nighttime, it sets you up for success the next day.
Yes. And there's something therapeutic about, you know, resetting. Like energetically, I need to reset. I can't roll from the work day into a weekend night or a full weekend day and night, and then just like plop my ass on the couch and fall asleep within 10 minutes watching a show.
Yeah.
It's something that I so enjoy to do. And you know, Mike was really sweet. He was like, listen, like, I know that's something you really enjoy. So like, maybe, because that's where I kind of went to. I was like, what, can I just like not do any of the things I used to enjoy anymore? Is that just like where we are? And like, if that's the answer, that's okay. It's just like a lot of work, like to like, you know, and he was like, I can reset for you those nights. Like if you need a couch night on a Friday or a Saturday or both, like I will commit to like being the one to reset and making sure that gets done. And historically, the reason he isn't, I want to call this out, is because like historically I would be like, oh my God, like the noise, like can we just not, like I don't want to hear you. I mean, he takes like 3x the amount of time it does for me to clean, and that's not weaponizing competence. It's just like he like really gets into it, and I'm just like, I can't listen to the water for 45 minutes. Like, just don't do it. But like, I'll give him permission to do that on my behalf. And he's like, I'll make your tea for you. So even if you do fall asleep, like it's there for you when you go to walk yourself upstairs and wash up. Like,
that's so sweet.
So yeah,
I think that's it. I think like you need to have the things that make you feel like you, that you love doing.
Yeah.
And balance it with some of the non-negotiables. And that's why I think it's going to be really helpful for you to have the weekend anchors, realistic weekend anchors versus versus the week anchors.
Yeah.
And what that looks like. And know, as we always say, it's going to change and it's going to evolve. And the more that you live it and breathe it, the more you can fine-tune what needs to be fine-tuned.
Exactly.
You should be, I really hope you are so proud, because your strength, your resilience, your ability to see yourself like unemotionally, like in those hard moments. I feel like in my head, in just listening to you and also knowing you, like you almost were looking down at yourself in like this deep, dark Bugs Bunny sort of hole. And like, asking, like, what do you need right now, girl?
Yeah.
Like, let me help you get out of this hole. And there's nothing wrong with your beautiful brain for needing a seatbelt in medication to get your feet on the floor for you to see through the windshield clearly, because of an imbalance that is not in your control. That's the wind. You're the sailboat. So for you to use a tool to help you and know that that's what you needed to feel balanced and centered and like Melissa Rose circa 2012, that's what you needed. And what a gift it is to have it now.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Medication is a tool.
It's a tool, and it's I'm like the first person to tell people, like, it's like glasses, right? Like you wouldn't, someone with vision that's not 20/20 is gonna still wear their and not wear their glasses. Just like, it doesn't make sense. Like,
oh girl, I have so many analogies I could share with you, right? It's like you fall, you get a cut. What do you put on it? A Band-Aid. If your mind has a cut.
Yeah. I have no shame around it. I have no, like, there was no hesitation. Like, as soon as I clicked that, like, maybe I needed it, I was like, how quickly can I get it, you know? Yeah. And I just feel so, like, emotional about it, because we've said this, like, a million times, but, like, it's so beautiful that, like, we'll have, like, an archive with this pod, right? And, like, hearing over the years and whatnot. And, like, how many times have I mentioned and talked about how I like wish I could wake up every morning and be like Mike and just like know what version of myself I'm gonna be.
Oh no, I want to give you a hug.
And it's like happy tears, but like,
of course,
I just like so much about like, you know, I believe in cycle syncing and I believe in our hormones and that we're different. And I really just thought that was that, and I had to biohack and like habit stack and like do all the right things every day, which is what I'm saying right now, but differently, right?
Yeah.
Like I had to do all those things to try and emulate that, right? Or even with you, I say all the time,
I know.
like it's like, what would Michelle do? How would she do it? Like, right? And I thought that if I just like did all the right things, like it would just work and click. And realizing now, like, no, like you were trying so hard, but there was like a chemical imbalance.
Exactly. Out of your control.
Out of my control. And like, I'm just so glad that I figured that out, because I'm like, within a week, I was like, oh my God, I feel like Mike. Like I'm just waking up this version of myself that I've been trying for so long to like consistently be. Not just some days, but like consistently be.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then all these things I'm doing to support that, or like things that maybe at some point I did before, or I tried to implement, but like I didn't have the chemical support to like be consistent with it. And now having that support and being able to be consistent with these things has just brought me this like wholeness that I'm just so grateful for. And I'm not going to focus on like what happened because like that's what brought me here. And I'm just like very grateful to be here now.
And now you can wake up and say out loud or in your head or both, I'm so happy to be me. And I'm so proud of me for being able to wake up and do all of the things that I can do, because really for the first time, you are bought into, because you have the ability to chemically. That the process is way more important than the product here.
Oh, so beautifully said. Yes, that's how I feel.
And you're not wishing to be Mike, and you're not wishing to achieve something like Michelle. You are happy and content and so believed in to the fact that you are waking up as Melissa, doing the best that you can do with what you have right now in front of you within the process of it. It's huge.
I mean, thank you.
I'm so proud of you, Mel. I'm in awe of your vulnerability. I am blown away by your ability to talk about it in the way that you do, with such grace and eloquence and this like uncanny oscillation between like I'm in the fishbowl and I'm out of the fishbowl at the same time. I think that's your Navy SEAL like empathy lens of like, I have the background and the skills and I'm also in it, and you want to help other people. But I think really for the first time you're confronting like, I want to help me and future me and all of the codependents underneath you. And how lucky are you to know that you needed to make this change in your life?
I love you. Thank you. And thank you for, punting all that back to me and seeing me as always. And it's been like a really great return to work. It's been a really great, I don't know. I think the universe just like blinks at you and you just really have to. And I've just been leaning into that and, or winks at you, not blinks at you, but like
a little bit of both.
Both. Like, right. A year ago, we were saying that we're not going to do New Year's resolutions. We're just going to like focus on the springtime. And then like the springtime came this year, and it was just this switch. And, it's been really powerful. And, I'm just like, I'm happy to share it. And I, think like, again, like, of course I make things my personality, but like genuinely, this is like who's showing up now. And
this is different, Mel. This is very different than you like wanting to learn how to use like a cool camera and be a photographer. Like this is not
correct.
This is not that. And I really meant what I said before. Like that's the product. This is the process of knowing like, who does Mel need to be for Mel?
And like all the happy like glimmers that get to like come as a result of that.
Yes.
Is
and to take off those, have to say, goggles, with the fog in them, you know, when you have goggles and there's the fog, like those are gone now for you.
I know.
They might come back, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody messes up. Everybody has a bad day. Everybody's going to feel high and low at some point. But now that the chemicals in your body are more stabilized because they needed to be, you can show up in a different way for yourself.
And I want to be like so incredibly, thank you for that. I want to be so incredibly clear in that it might sound like I'm doing a ton of fucking shit right now that like might not sound attainable, because like I hear myself, and if I was listening like 3 months ago to a podcast of like, oh, I drink water every day and I step outside and I do this and I journal, and I'd be like, I don't have time for that. Like that, like in what reality? But I'm telling you, like, I don't have time either. I really don't. I have zero time. It is it's so little. Like
so
there's tiny. Like I step outside for 30 seconds.
Right. Time yourself. Actually.
I will. I'll do that.
Putting another thing on your plate.
No, I'll make a reel.
I'll because right, like it shows even just the 3 things, right?
Yeah.
The morning, the midday little reset, and then the nighttime tea, which you know is a part of my nighttime ritual too, because it's grounding. You know you're going to get there. Even during a hard moment during the day.
Yeah.
You can think about your future self on the couch or in your bed or wherever you might be with your magnesium tea. You're going to get there. You're going to get out of the hard moment. And sometimes it's hard to see that when you're in it.
Yeah, like picking, again, like this was, and we're going to do the energy blueprints in another episode, but like these were things that based on who I am, I know energetically I need to be aligned, period. Yeah. Like that is the subject line. And there's probably a lot of things for people listening that they know they do already, and it makes them feel good. Yeah. Like those can be your anchors. You don't need to add. It can be like your morning coffee. It can be hitting delay start the night before. Exactly. So that you are given the gift of a warm cup of coffee every morning. Like whatever that is for you, like those can be your morning anchors. Right. And it's just prioritizing the things that you know you need every day. Yeah. And
calling them out
and making them tangible. So then when the day goes by, you're honoring what you did for you and not just, oh, I made it through the motions. Like you also did a lot of things that set yourself up, and you should be proud of that.
Totally. And you should be proud of that. Like, again, it's so different this time. It is, because you didn't go to Target to get the journal.
I know.
That's like the one thing that I would love nothing more than when we go to Target together and we walk around picking out all the $8 to $12 things $400 later. But this is a way of sustainability, and it's a way of that maintenance. I'm not even going to say magical maintenance. It's the maintenance of sturdiness and of calmness and of who you want to be and how you want to show up. And I'm so grateful to you that you shared all of that today, because again, it inspired me, but I know that it will resonate with somebody listening who's grappling with similar things.
Thank you, my love. I'm so grateful for you.
I love you so much.
Thank you for everything.
Biggest hug to you. And you have me, you have your people, you have a random in Indonesia listening right now to this, because okay, cool. International listens. We'll take it. I'm just, thank you for being you always.
Thank you. I love you so much. And, always got to pull it back to our BFF, Amy Poehler. I've been thinking like how she talks about in every episode, how she can't wait for bedtime every day. She's like, I think about sleep all day. I never really knew what she meant. And now
all day,
I know what she means. Like I think about my tea and my BYSO, and you've said it, and you say it all the time, and I never got it. I was like, no, what do you mean? I'm constantly over caffeinating myself. No, and like, what do you mean? I think about bed. I pour another cup of coffee. It's like, no. Let's reframe. Let's
it's a joy ticket.
Let's let that energy go down.
Yes.
In the best way.
Totally. Like, it's a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
It really is. So
well,
I think to be continued. This was
Yeah.
not okay. Let's rebrand. This was not. Yes, it was an unscripted chat, but
what
I
was
really
it?
think this was like a precursor to the blueprint.
Yeah. It was like a girly mental health check-in.
Oh, there it is.
Girly mental health check-in.
Girly mental health check-in. Because what did you need on your Tuesday morning today? This ritual.
Well, I love you, and I didn't get to hear anything about you.
This was not about me. The spotlight was intentionally on my girl.
Well,
I'll
I
have my
didn't
time.
know that going into it. I thought this was an unscripted chat where we both share, and then here we are an hour later.
And we have the wherewithal and the social skills to know when the spotlight needs to be shifted to another individual who needs the moment. And you needed the moment today. And it was my pleasure and pride to give you that moment.
Well, you better get ready for your spotlight because it's coming.
Great. I love you, Melissa.
Well,
Rose.
I love you so much. You all know where to find us at the MTake Podcast on Instagram and YouTube. You come watch us while you're resetting and doing your nightly reset. It's fun, multimedia. At the MTake Podcast. Did I say that?
You sure did. But say it again, girl.
Say it again. At the MTake Podcast. We love you all so much.
Give yourself
a smooch.
A goddamn smooch today.
A goddamn smooch. I love you. Thank you for holding space for me as always.
Always and forever. Toodles,
Love
my
you.
girl.
Love you.